Good Tuesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Conversation Daily News. Glad you all could be with us. We, of course, have news headlines coming up on this Tuesday. Have a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. And in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you're part of my conversation with author and motivational speaker, Chanelle Coleman Wesley. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Tuesday headlines. In Mississippi news, Governor declares state of emergency. Jackson mayor urges residents to stay home during freeze. The city of Jackson is continuing to urge residents to stay home and be properly prepared for freezing temperatures the capital city is expected to face this week. Governor Tate Reeves also declared a state of emergency in advance of the winter storm. Interstate 55 has seen a glazing of ice with several accidents reported near Batesville, says the Clarion Ledger newspaper. The mayor of Jackson held a press conference to discuss tips residents can use to be adequately prepared. He was joined by Michael Hill, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service, Robert Lee, interim director of the city's Director of Public Works, the chief of police, Joseph Wade, and Hinds County Sheriff Tyree Jones. Jackson can expect some dangerously cold temperatures over the next several days. That is what we're very confident in, Hill said. That is the thing we're most concerned about, is a prolonged cold. Monday saw freezing temperatures around 25 degrees and a high that is slightly over 32 degrees. Today and Wednesday will see below freezing temperatures all day with a wind chill of around 0 degrees to -5 degrees. Hill added that residents can expect to see up to 1/10 of an inch of ice to hit Jackson, potentially more. The mayor suggested the following tips for residents to stay prepared. Stock up on non-perishable items, drip faucets, plan for outages, and stock up on blankets and flashlights. Bring plants and pets inside, check on elderly family members or neighbors to ensure they are safe, and keep devices charged in case you need to call for assistance. The mayor also reiterated that the city has opened an emergency shelter at Shepherd's Gym at 1355 Hattiesburg Street that will be open until the storm passes. The shelter is available for the city's unhoused population, as well as any residents who experience power outages and need somewhere safe and warm to stay. Reeves issued a state of emergency Sunday in anticipation of the winter weather expected to impact the state this week. The National Weather Service is forecasting freezing rain, sleet, snow for a significant portion of the state, along with dangerous cold for the week. In more Mississippi news, sentencing postponed again for goon squad officers who tortured 2 black men, says the Clarion Ledger. The sentencing for 6 former Mississippi law enforcement officers who pleaded guilty to assaulting and torturing 2 black men in January 2023 has been postponed again by a federal judge. U.S. District Judge Tom Lee ruled last week that the ex-officers would not be sentenced this month as previously scheduled, but in March. Lee delayed the sentencing hearing the first time in November to give attorneys more time to evaluate pre-sentencing reports and prepare objections. In national news, Martin Luther King's daughter says wars, gun violence, and racism have pushed humanity to the brink. Citing gun violence in the U.S., the deaths of families in Ukraine and Gaza from war, and threats from artificial intelligence, Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter said the world urgently needs to study and adopt her father's philosophy of nonviolence to avoid self-destruction. Bernice King used an address to announce events for the holiday in honor of her father to warn that humanity was at a crucial juncture. We are witnessing unprecedented loss of human life, and especially among the black, brown, and indigenous people around the world, she said. She also mentioned conflicts in Yemen, Congo, and Ethiopia, and cited racism against black people as another threat to humans, saying it remained a blight more than 50 years after her father was assassinated. In more national news, Lloyd Austin is released from hospital after complications from prostate cancer surgery. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin was released from the hospital on Monday after spending 2 weeks there to treat complications from surgery for prostate cancer, says the Associated Press. Austin will be working from home as he recovers, and his doctor said he progressed well throughout his stay and his strength is rebounding. They said in a statement the cancer was treated early and his prognosis is excellent. And finally, in entertainment news, Oppenheimer Barbie the Bear lead 2024 Critics' Choice Awards with some surprises. These days, everyone's a critic, says Entertainment Weekly, but there's only one Critics' Choice Awards where the professionally skeptical get to pick their favorite films and television of the previous year. Chelsea Handler returned to oversee the ceremony, where Oppenheimer led all film nominees with 8 wins: Best Picture, Best Acting Ensemble, Best Director for Christopher Nolan, Best Supporting Actor for Robert Downey Jr., Best Cinematography, Best Score, Best Editing, and Best Visual Effects. That movie's July release counterpart, Barbie, went home with a half dozen awards: Best Comedy, Best Original Screenplay, Best Song for I'm Just Ken, Best Production Design, Best Costume Design, and Best Hair and Makeup. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for a message from my book, Words That Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday's episode of Words That Choose to Live By. Know that your place in life is not proof of anything, but that God knew you were one of His strongest and able to overcome what may seem impossible. Don't give up. Look within. Channel it and move forward stronger, wiser, and more equipped for that which is ahead. Have an amazing Tuesday. We are part of my conversation coming up with Chanelle Coleman Wesley in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us as you're listening to Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Author and motivational speaker Chanelle Coleman Wesley joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about the importance of saying yes to yourself. Here's a bit of our conversation. Chanelle, welcome back to the broadcast.
Hi, Cyrus. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be able to be here and connect with you on today.
And look, the pleasure is definitely all mine. So you've had quite the year, Chanelle. I want to talk about this because, you know, when you and I first met, it was with your book, She Said Yes to Herself Unapologetically, that really shared your story and your own tips and inspirations. But now you've really have expanded that brand from being able, of course, to be able to have workshops. And now, of course, to have the Empower Her Guide. What has it been like for you to see the way that this message is resonating with others, especially women?
Cyrus, it's really been amazing just being able to meet so many amazing women, hear their stories, to be able to see it resonate so well with women, for it to be something that's really kind of helping women just kind of find that inner strength to be able to keep going despite the different challenges that they've met. It's just really been an amazing ride, something that I'm very proud about.
Yeah. And so for yourself then, Chanelle, when you first began the journey, when you start sharing your truth, I'm going to go ahead in the Amazon side, go ahead and highlight your book, She Said Yes to Herself Unapologetically. Did you know at the time it was going to be a movement, or did it just take off from there?
The first book, She Said Yes, I felt like it was something that resonated with women because I feel like that's just conversation as women we have. You know, we think we're just used to being nurturers. That's kind of how we're built, that we kind of check out on ourselves. We're really more invested into serving others and putting our wants and our needs and desires in the back burner. And so it's really coming to a coming of age story, not really, where you just kind of get to a space where you're like, you know what, some things have got to change. I really have to be intentional about seeing about myself, about making sure that my cup is full and overflowing so that my gift to others is the gift of that overflow. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversation Daily News. But we got to until more news, message from my book, Words That Choose to Live By, and of course, Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversation Daily News today. Let's go make today amazing. Take care.